Hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Group runs towards the business talking movies, TV, older recent. On the news desk, this one's good. I don't know whether they call this. I don't know whether they call this one a prediction or an actual news bit, but at this point, I'm kind of thinking. At this point, I'm kind of thinking more prediction.
Yeah.
It's possible. Quote, Hollywood is going to try to make a movie about a very conflicted cop being very sad during the protests that are going on. But like I said, that's most like. But like I said, I'm more leaning towards the prediction side of it.
Yeah. Ooh, art.
The Canadian Channel Treehouse is set to pick up ponies again.
Yeah, I heard about that. we'll see if that works out for them. It's like, because news has been kind of all over the place lately.
especially with the especially regarding life.
Yeah,
Oh, this one. Oh, this one's gonna really hit. Oh, this one's gonna hit me in the feels again. But MTH Trains is apparently closing their doors next year.
oh, I don't really know what that is, but it's never a good day when a business has to close.
Pandemics like this have a tendency to hit certain hobbies and industries hard.
Yeah.
Let's just hope this doesn't happen to the other manufacturers. On a similar note, Starbucks is also kicking the bucket.
What now?
On a similar note, Starbucks is also apparently kicking the bucket.
Huh. I haven't heard anything about that. Ah, there it is. Yeah, closing up to 400 stores and expanding takeout. Hmm.
Oh, that explains it. I'd be, I'd still be, I'd be surprised if they ended up being another rebrand whenever, following whenever the pandemic ends.
Yeah.
I have no idea if any one of us noticed, but the PS5 showcase was a couple days ago.
Yeah, wow, I'm cloggy today. Yeah, I read about that. I actually kind of like the design. At the very least, it stands out more than the Xbox Series X. Or whatever. In that thing's case, like, oh hey, a black box. Like, you know, just kind of eh. And speaking of gaming news, today was the PC Gaming Show, where they announced all sorts of new PC games, some of them exclusive, and yeah, that was kind of interesting. Actually, I picked up one of the games featured on it today. They actually finally released Persona 4 Golden on PC after 2012, 8 years. Yeah, it's already on the top seller list on Steam. But then when your other choice for it is the PlayStation Vita, yeah,
Sounds like a nice alternative to the E3 E3 shows that didn't go on because of the pandemic.
Yeah, there were some other games, but really that was the one game I was looking forward to. Also, we went shopping soon after that announcement, so I couldn't really stick around for more. I also figured I could probably read about it later, if there was any major announcements.
Seems there's a newcomer to the long list of Joker actors, according to regarding the Matt Reeves Batman movie, which I think is the one with Robert Patterson.
Hmm. Yeah, honestly, haven't really been paying much attention to that.
And speaking of DC, and speaking of DC, and a video regarding a certain point in the Arrowverse was was on my recommendation was on my recommendations on a interesting little area.
Hmm.
Apparently, they tried to make a Batwoman.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a whole thing and a half. It's like, yeah, season one did okay, and then the main actress said like, yeah, I don't really feel like doing this anymore, so they have to find a new lead.
Ouch.
Yeah, that is never a good sign.
The Bill and Ted sequel trailer was released.
Oh yeah,
Face the music.
yeah, another sequel to something that's like what, at least 20 years old. No, wait, 30. Point is, it's old, so it's like, oh,
Basically, it's in the same time frame as basically it's in the same time frame as Ghostbusters.
yeah.
The Spider-Verse sequel appears to have started production.
Ooh, that's good.
According to construction photos that are posted, or whatever, wherever you're looking at. But the Universal Orlando Jurassic roller coaster is coming along. Interestingly,
Hmm.
had to look at the had to look at the article for this one, but Shanghai Shanghai Disneyland, Shanghai Disneyland, the first steel column in their new Zootopia themed land has gone vertical. And looking at pictures, it's signatured and everything.
Huh. Interesting.
Splash Mountain's getting a Princess and the Froggery theme.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's like, yeah, because it was based on what was it, Song of the South or whatever. That movie that Disney doesn't like to talk about anymore. It's like I never knew that. It's like so. Mm, but hopefully this will work out for them.
Interesting fact. When that popped up in my Twitter trendings, one particular tweet reminded them that was trying to remind them that there was a disclaimer at the front that was trying to state it was a product of the times.
Yeah,
Why don't they ever try that?
yeah. It's like it's something like yeah, things were different back then, and this thing does not represent our views right now. It's like yeah, sorry about all that.
So apparently, AMC, despite at one point looking like on the brink of belly up, Seems to be planning to reopen soon, but the Universal movies remain off the banned list.
Hmm. Yeah, it's yeah. We'll see how that works. It's like eh, still feels a bit early.
The Doom Patrol Season 2 trailer was also when a lot of promoted tweets. Seems full MLP episodes are going onto their official YouTube channel, or at least from what or at least from what I've seen, because apparently there was a full version of Growing Up is So Hard to Do in my recommendations.
Huh. That's okay. I know. Weird.
Artemis Fowl has been dominating the ads and commercials as of late.
Yeah, tell me about it. Every time I'm on the home screen, it's advertising it to me on my Fire Stick.
Tenet, Tenet. That movie's set for July. That movie's being set. That movie's being set for July 31st.
Yeah, I think I've read something about that. Like, okay.
Kurt Wimmer's Children of the Corn remake has wrapped production.
Yeah, I didn't know they were doing that.
Also first. I think obviously we're not the only ones that know about this, but let's try to. Finfiction.net was off for Finfiction.net was off for a bit, but thankfully all they needed to do was a server switch.
Yeah, it's like apparently originally just completely lost connection, so they turned it into like, well, they planned on updating to a new server anyway, so they figured like, hey, well, it's down, you may as well do that now. They're like, hey, if it makes the things run better, good for them.
Sounded like it was perfect timing for them.
Yeah.
So, amongst the tweets relating to this one's going to be a little more. This is going to be this is going to be a bit more personal note, but amongst the tweets relating to the protests that were going on, there was a clip from Larry King's interview with Stan Lee, particularly the point where he was talking about the Solar Surfer, and I'm like, huh. He might become one of my new favorite. He might become one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Oh.
If you check out the interview and try to pinpoint that particular moment, you might have a good idea.
Right.
Now for for the first time in a while, we have a casualty report. Although it's only singular. Dennis o- Dennis O'Neill, legendary comic book writer and editor.
Yep. But yeah, it's like, I mean, it's kind of a good thing, but not the death, but like it's not the fact that it's been like a slow news week for the past several weeks. It's like sometimes no news is good news, or having no. You get the idea, right? Sometimes it's nice when it's just kind of quiet. Uh, but yeah, we're back with only single single screen of Minecraft. I originally planned on having the server up and running, but I encountered some more technical difficulties. And it's like right after I uploaded the server update pack, it's like, okay, time to go to the server. It's like, oh, it's not loading. I probably should have tested the test. Basically, I did a last minute update of the mods that were already in the pack, plus updating to a new version of Forge. I forgot to test it before I uploaded it. But I was kind of in a hurry because like I was out shopping for half the day when I was only expecting it to take like 2 hours. So I was kind of on a time crunch. Man, at least we get some nice Minecraft art. And some not as nice Minecraft art, but mostly nice. I hope.
Yeah, it's a little interesting if you go. Yeah, it's a little interesting if you're playing on the Brony Tales server. They have some interesting worlds to go to.
Okay, I like that one.
This is one of two creative sets. This one in particular is mostly set around art. Everything else is survivor mode.
Right.
And it's interesting in that there's a resource world. No homes, no homes allowed for building. We have some nice. There's also some nice interpretations of classic Equestria locations. Two of which are still in the works.
Guys, you're already on the server. You don't have to advertise it.
And also there's doors to, and also there's doors to Nether World, as well as the end if you're for those kinds of people.
Yeah. Oh, oh, hold on. My earbud fell out. Okay, I have to get the light. Wipe that off. Okay, I can hear again. Yay. Yeah, I can't say that's happened before.
So yeah, since the schedule, since the scheduling on the pony side of things is taking some interesting twists and turns.
Yeah, we watched more Gravity Falls.
Onwards to perhaps the funniest episode in the series. Well, at least one of the funniest. There's still a ways to go.
Yeah, it's still kind of. We're only 1/4 the way through the series. And actually, speaking of upcoming stuff, are we gonna do the pony I've right when it comes out, or are we gonna wait for the U.S. release?
I think we should wait and see at this. I think we should wait and see at this point. Possible. It's possible we may. It's possible we might do this shortly after. It's possible it may come shortly. It's possible we might do this shortly after the leaks. Possible we might stick to tradition. Well, we'll just have to keep our eyes open for.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this week's episode of Gravity Falls, Fight Fighters. So the gang are at the arcade where Seuss is showing them all the machines that basically it's where he learned a lot of things. In the Frogger ripoff, he learned how to cross the street. In the Pac-Man ripoff, he learned that how to eat the ghosts if the house is haunted. Important things you need to learn. And so, you know, sorry my brain's a bit bleh today. Uh, it's been a long day. Also had a beer earlier. Well, half a beer. It was a chocolate milk stout. I had to try it. I didn't even like beer. But anyway, Stan finds a certain arcade machine called Insert Token. He inserts a token. Congratulations, you win! Yay! Then he goes back to the title screen. It's like now that is a game Stan could get behind if he like put that in your shack. Like you'll get plenty of money. So yeah, Wendy and Dipper are playing the titular game, and then Robbie shows up, and like they chat, and Wendy says that she's gonna be away the next away for a bit, hanging out with family, and Yeah. But yeah, so Robbie takes Dipper's place at the machine. It's like Dipper is like, "Erg." Because this is kind of an ongoing thing in this series. Blah blah blah. Opening credits. So back at the shack, the guys and Mabel are playing poker, I guess. Let's say poker. Mabel wins despite not knowing what game they're playing.
Sounds about right. You got the coins, the cards, and everything.
Yeah, it's like she puts her cards out, king me, and she thinks they're playing Go Fish. It's like, what? But all of a sudden, they start hearing this loud music. It's Robbie. Oh yeah, part of a band. But yeah, Robbie's trying to get Wendy's attention. Yeah, he wasn't exactly paying attention when she said she was gonna be around. And Dipper calls him out on that, and yeah, they kind of get into not exactly a fight yet, but it gets to the point where Dipper knocks Robbie's phone out of his hand and it breaks. Yeah, it's on now. It's like, yeah, you, me, we're gonna fight. Yeah, and Stan tells to hold on a moment, but after Robbie runs away, Stan comes out with with a thing of popcorn. It's like, ah, darn, he left. I was gonna call my friends over so we could make bets. I was gonna bet on Robbie. Like, wow. So yeah, Dipper has a bit of a dilemma on his hands. He could go fight Robbie, which yeah, probably not a good idea considering he's like twice his size. Or he could go hide. He hides. So for the B plot of the episode, Mabel notices that Stan. Well, hold on. Drink time. So yeah, Mabel finds out that Stan doesn't like ladders, but he keeps plenty of guns around in case someone tries to sneak a ladder in. And Mabel works out that Stan is afraid of heights. To confirm this, she gives him a pair of high heels. Of course, Stan denies it, but when the TV turns to basically a guy diving out of a plane or something, I forget exactly what it is, but something like that, that freaks him out. It's like, yeah, he's afraid of heights. And it's like, Mabel plans on helping him get over that fear. Meanwhile, back at the arcade, Seuss is playing a Tron ripoff, and it's like, ooh, what if I could go inside the game? And unscrews the back part of the arcade cabinet and crawls inside. Meanwhile, Dipper is playing Fight Fighters by himself and accidentally drops his quarter. On the side of the cabinet, he finds a message. Uh, hold on. Hold on. To unleash ultimate power, and it has a very long combo. And hey, Dipper's fine with this. He likes things that are ultimate. So he puts in the quarter, enters the code, and he is told to select a character, and he does so. Rumble McSkirmish. Wrong tab. And from a bright light, he emerges. So yeah, basically, Dipper has a minion now. Basically, hey, I have this fight. Maybe scare him off. Did he kill your father? Sure.
Can I come bite you in the flanks later?
Yeah.
Throughout the throughout this entire scene, I was like, he's about to release the Tron Tech, and then it's like, you have successfully reversed the Tron Tech. The character is now in your world.
Yep. And I keep having to go back to the notepad tab. It's like, okay, what was the guy's name again? Because he's like a one-off character, so it's like I don't have it exactly memorized. So first things first, Rumble beats up a coin machine. He's looking for power-ups. So elsewhere in the arcade, a guy goes to the Tron ripoff, and he sees Seuss inside. He's trapped inside the game. This was a poorly thought out plan. Not trapped inside the game, but the arcade cabinet.
Face literally pressed against the screen.
Yeah. Oh, the high heels came after that part. Well, it kind of blends together. So yeah, Dipper's at the house, and Rumble's looking for his power up. So it's like Dipper searches the fridge. It's like, try this taco, and he equips the taco. Like, okay, whatever works. So yeah, the gets to the point where it's like, okay, gotta fight this guy, just try to scare him off. And Dip is presented with a red start button. He presses it. Dipper, you fool, you never press the red button.
Especially if it's not labeled.
Yeah, well, thankfully this one was, it was just start. So yeah, Rumble does some moves, breaks the window, sets the curtain on fire, and Stan comes. Well, not Stan doesn't come in, but he's like in the house, and okay, stay still. And he's doing the idle pose animation. That's just like kind of like wobbling forward and backwards. You know, it's kind of hard to describe the motion. You know, but it's like your typical idle stance. Yeah, it's like it is as still as he can get.
Basically, if you're still playing Pokemon, at least on the traditional side of things, you'll probably get it.
Yeah, or basically like any fighting game. Yeah, it's like I don't really play fighting games nowadays, but back way back when, It's like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Primal Rage, that Justice League fighting game. Good times. So like a lot of the jokes in this episode really clicked for me because like, oh god, I played these things.
The parody is strong with this one.
Yeah. So Dipper and Rumble are going down the street. Like, I'll fight him off with 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 this pipe. Like, no, 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 no! Don't use the pipe. Just scare him off. So he tosses the pipe away. Like, yes, I'll scare him off. Picks up a sword. Like, with this pipe. If any of you have played a standard beat 'em up game, you you'll understand the joke. Because like classic games like say Streets of Rage, you'll just have random weapons littering the streets or holes or wherever you happen to be in a level. And it's like, as it puts it, wow, there's a lot of dangerous stuff on the street. So Dipper finally gets to. It's kind of like a park by a clock tower. But yeah, he's finally there. Like, okay, time to fight. But are you sure you really want to do this? And I was like, oh yeah, yeah. So Dipper snaps his finger, and out comes Rumble. And yeah, Robbie's about to be in for a bad time. Yeah, Rumble picks Robbie up, holds him over his head, tosses him down. Like Robbie has to spit out dirt. And it's like Dipper's like, oh, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Calm down. And Rumble starts charging up an energy blast. And despite Dipper telling him to calm down, he chases after Robbie. Yeah, this is not good. So the first stop on the path of Rampage, the Barrel and Crates factory. Yeah, they went Donkey Kong on this one. Yeah, Robbie running down the sloped pathways, jumping over the barrels. It's just perfect.
Yes. Fun fact, I actually
But
ended up.
yeah, like the
Fun fact, I actually ended up playing classic Donkey Kong for a bit when I used to go to this sports card store for Beanie Baby collections.
oh
And shortly afterwards, and there were other cases where I would play with the pinball machine.
ah. So Rumble's chasing Robbie all throughout town. Dipper's trying to keep up with them, but it's like it is very difficult. And as Robbie passes by a boy and his father after the boy, well, more of a teen. But yeah, the teen gets a brand new car. Robbie runs past. Then Rumble shows up. Bonus round. It's like, ooh, Street Fighter 2! It's like, yeah, he absolutely demolishes the car. It's like so much nostalgia in this episode. It's like, don't worry, I'll just buy you another car. I'm so glad we're rich. So yeah, next they pass by an all-you-can-eat place. He uppercuts the barbecue. And Dipper's having a hard time keeping up, but thankfully Seuss came by in his truck. Like, hey, you need a ride? Yes. Oh, back with Mabel and Stan. Mabel had Stan blindfolded and got him up on top of the water tower. He takes off the blindfold, and it's like, yeah, this is exactly what I expected. And it's like, hey, look, you're up here. It's like, let go of the handrail. Nope. But yeah, Robbie shows up on top of the water tower too. Yeah, Rumble is there, and he starts pounding away at the wooden stilt legs. Yeah, this isn't good. And Robbie falls off, but is thankfully caught in time by Rumble, and is about to be absolutely demolished when Dipper throws, was it a rock? Hold on. Checking the footage. It was a coin. He threw a coin. Yeah, this yeah, it gets his attention, and Dipper confesses that yeah, Robbie didn't kill his father. And Rumble goes into a bit of a cutscene that like, my whole quest was a lie. And it's like, this boy has set me down the wrong path. And it's like, if he isn't the final boss, you are. And it's like, the start button shows up again, and Dipper has a choice: run away or fight like a man. He chooses fight. So yeah, Rumble McSkirmish versus Dipper. Dipper's getting pummeled. Dipper does get in a hit, however, but it barely does any damage. Just tries to help, but unfortunately his arm goes right through the health bar. But it was worth a shot. At one point, Dipper climbs up a tree, and unfortunately, Rumble has no looking up animation and falls flat onto the ground. Unfortunately, he unleashes a special move, raining down on a flurry of fists from the sky onto Dipper and Seuss. And Rumble gets back up. And with barely any health left, Rumble charges. Uh, but yeah, Dipper barely has any health left, and Rumble charges up his finishing move. And yeah, Dipper accepts this. He accepts his fate. He stands there, arms wide. It's like, bring it on. And Dipper gets absolutely pummeled. And with his victory, Rumble cries out, "Winners never lose." Yeah, Dipper has something to say about that, because since he won the fight, his time there is over. He disappears. It's like, well played, Dipper. So with his victorious loss, he enters his name in the credit in the what's it called, the rankings, as you used to do with old school arcade fighting games. So back with Mabel and Stan, Stan's excited that, like, hey, we lived through this. Hey, I'm not afraid anymore. Woo! It's like, so he starts to climb down and like, hey, wanna come down, Mabel? Like, no, I'm good. Like, hey, you're not afraid of heights now, are you? Ooh, that's not good. So yeah, Robbie gets himself down from the tree he was hung on, and it's like, hey, where did that guy go? It's like, it's fine. It's like, so we're still fighting? Yeah. It's like, and Dipper's like, okay, just let's get this over with. And Robbie is kind of like, what? What? And then Wendy shows up. Like, hey, it's my favorite guys. You weren't fighting, were you? No, 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 no. We weren't fighting. We were trying to stop two other guys from fighting each other. And she buys this. It's like, okay. So yeah, Dipper goes up to Robbie. It's like, oh, okay. We can't keep fighting like this, or else neither of us will have Wendy. Let us hate each other silently, like a girl would do. And he agrees. And so yeah, next thing they're hanging out with Wendy in the shop as she's chatting, and she drops her hairbrush and bends down to get it, and they start glaring at each other. It's like, "Urgh." Until Wendy pops her head back up again, and then it's all nice and friendly again. And the closing credits bit is a choose a character screen with the gang, and then Pac-Man Zeus eats them all. Then it turns out it was a dream. But yeah, that was Fight Fighters. I have to say it's the funniest episode of the series so far. And if your word is anything to go by, basically the funniest episode in the series. I liked it.
I totally agree. It was definitely very parody heavy.
Yeah. Okay, I can close the notepad now. Two terabyte drive. So yeah, I'm planning on eventually getting a proper green screen because the sheets of paper I have are okay, but just doesn't cover quite enough space.
Well, here's something I'm sure you're prep. Well, here's some. Well, here's something that might taste your interest a bit. Kotobukiya Applejacks are available for
Oh,
pre-order.
Kotobukiya.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already pre-ordered that. I pre-ordered that ad a couple weeks ago.
Wow. You're quicker than the Question Daily can announce it.
Yeah, I'm actually subscribed to this one site called Tokyo Otaku Mode. Actually ended up subscribing to it for free during my anime convention. Long story short, I got a free wheel spin to win a prize for it, and I kind of kept on it since then. It's not like 14, 14 or $16 every 3 months, and as part of the subscription, I get store credit. So it really pays for itself. I didn't actually use the store credit for that. I'm saving that for Sunset Shimmer. But they were having a special Golden Week deal where basically, if you buy a new, if you pre-order a new figure, you get bonus credit. And I figured like, hey, it's the last day this deal's going on, may as well.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is totally a scam. I'm looking at flash drives on Amazon. It's like 1 terabyte flash drive, 1 terabyte USB flash drive, $19.99. It's like I call BS. Like that is totally a scam because you got like the PNY Pro Elite 512 gigabyte for $90.
I can say a lot of the flash drive buys I've gotten have mostly been eBay purchases.
Yeah, I was just curious. Like, I wonder how many gigs this flash drives have got into so far. Because for the most part, I just stick to external hard drives. But I only have like 150 gigs left on my 2 terabyte game drive, and I have about not seven, a 70 gig download for Fantasy Star Online too. Yes, Seagate. Ooh, Western Digital Black 5 terabyte for 124. Ooh. Yeah, it's like I'm basically looking at the stuff. It's like, okay, I don't have any plans on buying it right now, but if say it's unlikely, but hopefully maybe getting another round of hey, economy's doing bad. Here's some money to help stuff going on. It's like, oh, okay, my you know look into that. Or if Everfree ends up being canceled and I have a few more months of money on my hands, you know, it's funny because it's like, how should I put it? If one thing hadn't happened, I would totally be like, Yeah, sure, I'll get that. Unfortunately, my mom had to borrow like $800, so it's like, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, one of her cats died, and she had to pay the vet, and also had some bills to pay. So it's like, yeah. Also, like in the one, I'm like the one person in the family who's like, I don't spend my money that much, so I tend to have money hanging around. So I'm like the person everyone borrows from. Hmm. Yeah, but yeah, just continuing to get games onto my external hard drive. Thankfully, I actually downloaded the files earlier and put it onto the and then transferred it over to the external. I just have to go through a process like, oh, okay, confirming all the stuff is here. Just gonna create this that one file that basically tells Steam like, hey, you have that game here. You know?
I believe I heard that. I believe I heard there's like. I believe I heard that if in case it, I believe I heard that in case certain in case something has happened to say the hard drive, you can re-download from Steam.
Yeah. Although I probably should put all of my emulator stuff onto a different hard drive just in case. Although I don't plan on running those off the external, I just wanted to move some stuff off my hard drive just to free up some space because that folder was like 200 gigs.
Sounds about right. On occasion, I see that my dad has added some added some extra drives for certain things. I'm not gonna say what because it's not gonna say what because of course dives into for that. Of course, it could be a bit too personal, but
Yeah. And actually, I should be getting a new hard drive soon because my mom actually finally finished digging out the uh, the hard drive out of one of my old laptops. She actually had to
ooh,
pry that thing open. But yeah, I always salvage the hard drives of my old laptops because like, hey, it's like the laptop may be crap, but hey, I can still use this. Download it. Yes, I do. But yeah, I have like 515 games in my Steam library, most of which are from Humble Bundles. Although I actually put my monthly bundle on pause for this month because like eh, nothing really of interest, you know. Also, one of the games is is a repeat, so I figured I could save myself like the $13 for this month.
well, I can say Monday night's going to be a little interesting because not sure how. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it for how long, but Dad's going to be going. Dad's going to be going out sailing again. Though I have a feeling that something regarding the recreation sites might. We'll see what we'll see what he can discover in terms of if, whether the recreation place he's thinking of is open. But it seems Monday night, Mom and I have the house to ourselves. She was thinking of a film night, and I still have to figure out what exactly can we watch?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, unfor- I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can wake up. I don't. I could ask her about. Could ask her to try to whip us something on Netflix, or could whip, or try to look through our Blu-ray DVD stash to see what we haven't watched in a while. Either way, somehow I'll come up with something.
yeah, yeah. I don't really have anything planned. Uh, uh, like the only thing on my a plan for this week is the family bingo game tomorrow. Hopefully, I can win more. Hopefully, I can win another Dutch Bros gift card. But yeah, it's like I basically have nothing next week because yeah, Portland's closed for another week, so no work. Yeah, it's like now I'm wondering if we'll even be open for the wedding on what was it, the 11th? Yeah, on July 11th. It's funny. It was originally going to be a 200-person wedding. It's been downsized to 25.
I've seen one into both capacities of both types of capacities bef- before all this began. Not just the not just the pandemic, of course, but the podcast actually.
Yeah. But yeah, and you have to keep in mind that Portland isn't even in phase 1 yet. We've been taking it slow. So also on that note, we'll see if I'll actually be around that Saturday night. I probably will because they'll probably keep it short, but you never know with those things.
It's a little too easy to see why the capacity level dropped.
Yeah, that.
I guess the only thing of reports regarding this week was not quite sure if you saw it on not quite sure if you saw it on Facebook, but yeah, my movie watch had to be postponed by at least a day. Funny story behind that. Whilst working on small upgrade to a small upgrade to a thing on my small upgrade to a thing on my archives. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't expect myself. Yeah, I didn't expect myself to get so persistent in keeping an eye on it. Keeping an eye on keeping an eye on the posting to see if it could actually work. Thankfully,
Right.
I managed, but unfortunately, it cost me a good portion of my sleep time. So
Yeesh.
sort of ended up sleeping most of the day yesterday. Thankfully, I was awake
Yeah.
by around dinner and was able to catch my game show shortly afterwards.
Ah. So I made a bit of a discovery today. I don't nearly have enough USB ports on my laptop. I have like four of them. Like, okay, microphone, Elgato, wireless mouse, and one left over for the external hard drive. I tried using one of those uh, USB hubs, but it didn't really seem to work.
Huh? They seem to be working okay for me. Although
Well, I plugged it back into the main USB port.
recently I had discovered one of my flashes. I went corrupt, I believe, so I had to unplug that.
Uh,
Not quite sure if it's still
but yeah,
not quite sure if it's still functional, but yeah, I'll need to look into that at some point.
yeah. Maybe I just need a USB hub that isn't like 5 years old. That might help.
I think the one I've been using for a while now. I actually purchased before the new desktop, so it's working pretty well. It's working pretty well for two different desktops of two different desktops looking a bit similar app functions and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably need to get a USB 3.0 hub. That would probably work better.
think it's worth noting the current one I'm using is more than 4, which is what previous hubs I used were basically.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's like this 7-port hub, but you have to plug it in to the wall. It's like, eh. Honestly, I prefer like a no power required 4-port than something like that, you know?
Well, thankfully this one didn't require any external power, if I'm hearing that correctly.
Yeah. Oh, I think I need to reboot the browser soon. It's like, you know how after you use a browser for a while, the amount of memory it uses starts to kind of increase? Yeah, I'm kind of getting to that point. Hmm.
Oh, this landscape changed pretty quickly.
Oh? Sorry, I was looking at Amazon.
Yeah, there used to be a mountain once you exit the portal behind you when you entered the resource world.
Oh. able to free that up. Hmm. Okay, that only value is 150. So I could have that and the mouse on one. Hmm. Okay, add this to my list. Yeah, I think the problem with my old USB hub is that because it's a USB 2.0, it can't it doesn't hold as much power, I guess maybe.
Hmm. Minus, 2, minus 2.0, release 2014.
Yeah, we should probably wrap things up. It's getting kind of late.
Well, looks like we had an oddly appropriate, oddly appropriate episode for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Might be up there. It's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
So, going for from this point onward, we will keep ours open. Keep ours open to see what comes up in terms of Pony Life.
Yeah, it might be here next week. It might not. It might be here next week, but not out in America. That's typically how it tends to go for ponies.
Yeah, we'll keep our we'll keep our eyes open. Otherwise we have some good backup good backups if something does good backups if something does turn up.
Yeah.
Whatever does come next week. Stay safe, stay well, and we hope to see you then. Take care.
Later.